Hey guys, welcome to the channel, Titan here. Today we are looking at Microsoft's acquisition of Activision Blizzrd King, valued at around 75 billion. I know PC Gamer said it was 68.7 billion. The Wall Street Journal says 75 billion. So I don't know, I'm going to go out on a limb and say it's somewhere between those two figures. Hopefully, with Activision being acquired by Microsoft, we will get better gameplay in World of Warcraft. We'll get better products coming out of Blizzard, coming out of Activision. They won't be used as cash cows. Ooh, look, a skin for a gun. Yours for $20. Hopefully that shit's not going to be there. Although, it is, I mean, you'll probably see a lot of it there. But I hope it's not going to be to the point where, we are offering all this stuff out in the store, but we're not going to give you anything in the game. Like Blizzard's been doing with World of Warcraft. Hey, look, we've added 30 new mounts. But in retrospect, they're only 5 new mounts, but we've given each mount 6 colors. So we count them as 30 mounts. That is the shit that kind of pisses me off. If you had different variations to the mounts, yeah, there would be 30 different mounts. Not color variations, I'm talking about different variations. Like if you had the horse, I mean the horses from Stormwind are a decent example. Yeah, they recolors technically, but the patterns on them are different. But if you go a step further and you take the saddles or the armor that the horses are wearing, and you do slight variations where that armor on the horse looks better than the other armor on the horse, by all means, go for it. That would be a lot better than just recoloring it. Because recoloring a mount is lazy. That's you designing a mount and being like, I don't feel like putting more effort into this. Let's just change the colors around, copy them, and then voila. We'll say to the players, hey, look, you got a shitload of mounts this expansion. When in reality, we just designed a couple, recolored the rest, and we're like, yeah, whatever. Okay, so Activision CEO Bobby Kotick is expected to leave the video game heavyweight that has been roiled by claims of workplace misconduct. Honestly, yeah, he should go. Bobby is not good for the industry. He might have made them a ton of money, but he is not good for the industry. He's been, I know Bobby's been he's been named in some sexual assault allegations as well, or sexual assault allegations have been made against him as well. So, I mean, people involved in that, they shouldn't be in the industry. They shouldn't be around other people. Because that's just, it's not good. You're always looking over your shoulder when someone like that's working with you, because it's like, what's he going to do next? Who's he going to target next? Is this person also going to commit suicide? I don't know. Okay, so Microsoft Corp agreed to buy Activision Blizzrd in an all-cash deal valued at around $75 billion, using its largest acquisition by far to grab a video game heavyweight that has been roiled by claims of workplace misconduct. The deal, if completed, would sharply expand Microsoft's already sizable video game operation, adding a stable and popular game franchise, adding a stable of popular... Okay, yeah, no, I butchered that. Including Call of Duty, World of Warcraft, and Candy Crush to Microsoft's Xbox console business, and its own game like Minecraft and Doom. Microsoft said the transaction would make it the world's third largest gaming company by revenue, behind China's Tencent Holdings Limited and Japan's Sony Group Corporation. Now, the console thing is interesting, because I know people have been wanting World of Warcraft to come to console forever. And somehow I don't know. With it being in Microsoft's hands, that might actually be a possibility. You might actually see World of Warcraft coming to console. And if that happens, I think a lot of console players would be happy too. Although, probably not Sony players, but Xbox console players, more than likely. I'm hoping the new Diablo is going to be good. I'm hoping the new Overwatch is going to be good. Because I loved Activision games. I loved Blizzard games. But recently, it seems for the last decade and a half, they've just been plowing backwards, and it's frustrating because you fall in love with these companies, you fall in love with these games, and you want to support them, and it turns out they're nothing but sexual deviants behind the scenes that are doing all this stupid shit. And then on top of that, before the allegations even came out, the games were suffering. I mean, in my personal opinion, when I started playing in BC back in 2008. BC was great. Wrath of the Lich King was awesome. Then came Cataclysm, and Cataclysm sucked. I barely played in Cataclysm. Pandaria came out, I enjoyed it, and when 5.2 came out, that was even better. Then came Warlords of Draenor, which sucked. Had a great leveling experience, but when you get to max level, there's nothing to do. There's no outdoor activity. The only new PvP area was Ashran. You could do mythic pluses, but I mean, after that, it's like, what the hell? The raiding was lackluster. It just wasn't a fun expansion. Then came Legion, and Legion was fantastic. I enjoyed it. There was a myriad of things to do. It was alt-friendly. Well, it was more alt-friendly than most of the other expansions I'd played. There was a ton of stuff to do. You could do mythic pluses. You could do raids. You could go out to the world and do world quests, which were a new thing, which I had a lot of fun with. I wasn't too fond of the follower missions or the mission table, because I thought in Draenor that system was just, it was useless, because you sit in your garrison and do nothing and you send followers out. It should have been called, instead of Warlords of Draenor, it should have been lazily sitting and doing shit. Then came Battle for Azeroth, and in the beginning it was nice. I enjoyed the leveling experience. It was fairly fun. I enjoyed the first raid. I enjoyed some of the dungeons. And as the expansion progressed, it started becoming more tedious. It wasn't as fun anymore because your reputation was tied to your world quests. So you had to do world quests to gain reputation, which I didn't like at all. I feel if you are doing world quests, you should get reputation regardless. I think they should add tabards back into the game, where if you are wearing a tabard for a specific faction, when you do dungeons or raids, that you gain experience or reputation for that faction. That would be better. And then came the current expansion. I can't even think of its name right now. The Shadowlands. The Shadowlands, I didn't enjoy it at all, because I stopped playing back in January last year. It was the story was a little fun. I enjoyed some of the story elements, but again, you fall into this trap of Blizzard adding all of these stupid systems where you have to go to this place to farm up currency, and then you capped on how much currency you can earn a day. Like in the mall. Oh, hey, when you reach the jailer's threshold, I can't remember what that thing is, but you had that thing in the middle of the screen where as you were questing, it would keep filling up as you were killing mobs, and when it hit max level, then healing would be reduced by 100%, and that was it. And if you died, you lost half of your currency, and you had to go back to your body to fetch it. But if you died while going to your body to fetch the currency that was on it, that currency would be lost and you'd lose half of what you had on you when you died a second time. And I didn't like that system at all. Because you work so hard to try and build up that currency and you end up dying because of something stupid, like someone's pulling a whole bunch of mobs to you, you fighting something off, you got an AoE down because you're trying to survive. They run the mobs through your AoE, mobs start attacking you, you die, and everything's just gone to shit. So I stopped playing because there's no there's story in the game, but there's not as much of it. A lot of the story is locked behind the dungeons, the raids, and the rest of it is put into a novel which is released after the expansion, which is kind of a segue from one expansion to another. And I don't like that. If I play a game, I want there to be story content. I want to enjoy the story as I go through the quests. I want to be able to go through the raids and see part of the story that happened there. I don't think withholding content from the game and putting in useless systems makes a game good. A game should make you want to waste your time in it, not force you to waste your time in just to keep up with other people. It makes no sense. So yeah, that's why I stopped playing. And then when the sexual assault stuff started coming out in June, I was like, you know what? I've had it. Every Activision game I had on my PC, I uninstalled. Every Blizzard game I had on my PC, I uninstalled. I uninstalled WoW, Hearthstone, Overwatch, Diablo 2, Diablo 3, StarCraft 1, StarCraft 2, everything. Just gone. I haven't touched it since. So here's hoping that Microsoft can actually bring Blizzard back to its glory days. An acquisition would also mark the latest and biggest move by Microsoft Chief Executive Officer Satya Nadella to reshape Microsoft through a string of deals that have helped make the world's second highest valued company a powerhouse in business computing and a rising giant in video games. The deal entails significant complications too. Shares in Activision have been down nearly 30% since California regulators filed a lawsuit against the company. And rightly so. If you have a frat house mentality where people are getting drunk, doing pub crawls and sexually assaulting workers there, not just females but males as well, that shouldn't be happening. And if something like that's happening in your company, then yeah, you should have lawsuits filed against you. Especially when one of those workers commits suicide because nudes of her get passed around in the office. That shit is not okay. In July, alleging sexual harassment and gender pay disparity among the company's roughly 10,000 employees. Yeah, pay disparity, gender pay disparity shouldn't happen either. Regardless of if you are male or female, if you are doing a job, you should get paid the same for that job. You shouldn't be paid less because you are a female or because they think, oh no, you'd get pregnant and you probably would like being a mother too much. And that is something that was reported on. Because a female employee was passed over for a promotion because someone said, oh, we're afraid you get pregnant and you like being a mother too much, so we can't promote you and pay you more. And that's sickening. You shouldn't treat people like that. Activision shares, which jumped in pre-market trading Tuesday after the Wall Street Journal reported the company was close to a deal with Microsoft, ended the day at $82.31, gaining 26%. Microsoft shares fell 2.4% Tuesday to $302 amidst a broader market sell-off. Bobby Kotick, Activision's longtime CEO, is expected to leave after the deal closes. Good. That piece of shit needs to leave. He was aware of all this stuff and he did nothing to combat it. Only after it came out did everyone start scrambling, ooh, we've got to do something. We can't let this carry on. we are committed to making sure that this is a fair and safe work environment. No, you're not. You're just saying all of that to save face because all the shit came out that you ignored. And a lot of people took part in it that were saying, oh no, but we don't let stuff like this happen. According to people familiar with those plans, Microsoft said in its announcement Tuesday that Mr. Kotick will continue to serve as CEO of Activision Blizzrd, and that after the deal closes, the Activision Blizzrd business will report to Microsoft Gaming chief Phil Spencer. But the companies have agreed that he will depart once the deal closes, the people said. Good. We don't want him there. Kotick's a part of the problem. He's had allegations against him as well. He's a sexual predator. End of this. It's that simple. If you sexually assault someone, you are a sexual predator. End of discussion. In an interview Tuesday, Mr. Kotick didn't specifically address his status after the deal closes, but said he has told Microsoft he will always be available to ensure that we are going to have the very best integration. Since the California lawsuit, Activision, Mr. Kotick and its board of directors have been under intense pressure from shareholders, business partners, and others over misconduct allegations following a Wall Street Journal investigative article in November about Activision's handling of workplace issues. Nearly a fifth of Activision's employees signed a petition calling for Mr. Kotick's resignation, and Mr. Spencer told Microsoft employees the company was evaluating its relationship with Activision. Microsoft approached Activision about a deal in November after the Journal's article, people familiar with the matter said. A Microsoft spokesman declined to comment on the timing of the acquisition. An Activision spokesperson didn't immediately respond to requests for comment. Activision has announced a number of changes in recent months that Mr. Kotick said are intended to make it a welcoming and inclusive workplace, including a zero-tolerance harassment policy and an end to mandatory arbitration for harassment and discrimination claims. Yeah, that mandatory arbitration is bullshit, because that's the company presiding over its own cases, which means if there are allegations of sexual misconduct, the company can go and say, oh no, but we're going to have to arbitrate this, and we will kind of side with the person who committed the sexual assault instead of the victim, because why not? I don't know. Activision Blizzard, I'm so glad they are being taken over by Microsoft. On Monday, the Journal reported that Activision had pushed out or disciplined more than 80 employees since July as part of efforts to address harassment and other misconduct allegations. We see the progress that they are making. That was pretty fundamental to us deciding to go forward here, Mr. Spencer said about Activision's plans to address workplace issues. Okay, so the actions that they took against the employees that were guilty of misconduct, that kind of influenced their decision to acquire Activision Blizzard. The deal follows a boom in the video game business during the pandemic. It also comes as Microsoft and other technology giants are jockeying for position amid major changes in the sector, including a shift towards cloud-based gaming and the rise of a virtual world known as the metaverse, where people can play, work, and shop across different platforms using digital avatars. Mr. Nadella's Microsoft has shown an enormous appetite for acquisitions, but Activision is more than twice the size of its previous biggest deal. In that earlier purchase, Microsoft paid more than $26 billion for professional social network LinkedIn Corporation in 2016, pushing Microsoft into social media. Damn, $26 billion. Last year, Microsoft made what was then its second largest acquisition, shelling out $16 billion for artificial intelligence company Nuance Communications Incorporated to help accelerate growth in the healthcare market. Now, the healthcare market, I mean, yeah, there are a lot of important things that can happen there. And anything that can help with the healthcare market, help with growth, help with new technology, I mean, that's all welcome. In making these giant acquisitions, Microsoft has been successful largely because it keeps its hands off new entities and provides support in additional funding and technology like Microsoft's Azure Cloud, said analysts. In July, Microsoft said that LinkedIn for the first time surpassed $10 billion in annual revenue. Wow, so I mean, they paid what, $26 billion for LinkedIn, and I think they've made their money back by now. Microsoft has stumbled in some of its deal efforts, noticeably in the defeat of 2020 of its attempt at buying parts of short video app TikTok from Chinese parent company ByteDance. At the time, TikTok faced a threatened ban in the US by then President over national security concerns. Yeah, I'm not saying that name on my channel. Microsoft also engaged in unsuccessful talks to buy social networking company Pinterest and chart startup Discord. Well, I mean, I don't know how I'd feel if Microsoft acquired Discord, because I mean, Discord kind of works pretty well on its own as it is right now. After those deals fizzled, Microsoft decided to double down on its investment into its gaming ambitions. One person familiar with Microsoft's strategy said, "That's good, because I mean, Microsoft does well in gaming. They really do." Man, that's a long article. I think, yeah, that basically just sums it up. I mean, this is just kind of going into the history of Microsoft and things now. Microsoft's gaming strategy increased its focus on growing its subscription business called Game Pass, which for a monthly fee lets gamers have access to a catalog of games. In the past, Mr. Nadella has likened the Game Pass strategy to the Netflix for games. Yeah, I mean, you could see it as the Netflix for games. You subscribe, you can watch whatever you want to for that price. And it's the same with the Game Pass. You subscribe to Game Pass and you can play what you want to play for however long you want to play it, as long as you have your Game Pass subscription. For a lot of people who can't afford to play games, Game Pass is actually a good strategy. Because, I mean, let's say Guardians of the Galaxy came out and it was on Game Pass. Instead of paying $60 to own the game, which in my opinion is a shit game, then you get Game Pass. How much is Game Pass now? $11, $12? I don't know. I've never used it. But you can get Game Pass, try the game, see if you like it. If you don't like it, you can be like, screw that game and go on to the next one. So you don't have to buy it, play it, and then be disappointed and shit, there's that money gone, which is, yeah, a lesson hard learned by me. So yeah, I'm expecting good things from Microsoft in regards to Activision and Blizzard. I don't know when the merger will be finalized. I think people said it would probably be next year. Yeah, the transaction has been approved by the boards of both companies, Microsoft said, and is expected to close by July 2023. That's fine. July 2023, that's a year and a half from now. So, I mean, if World of Warcraft starts improving again under Microsoft, then I might go back to it. I might really consider going back to World of Warcraft, but as of late, and as it stands currently, Microsoft, Blizzard just doesn't care about its players. Only because they're hemorrhaging players now are they like, ooh, we've got to do something to patch this. Let's promise players this and promise them this. Something they wanted from the start, but we refuse to give them because We just don't care. We want to make you waste time in the game, not make you want to waste time in the game. So yeah, if World of Warcraft improves, then I'll come back to the game. Once the acquisition is closed next year, I'll start playing Overwatch again. I'll start playing Diablo again. I might even consider, well, I mean, it'll be part of Microsoft then, so what I'll do is I will sign up for the Game Pass to see what Diablo 4 is like, to see what Overwatch 2 is like, before buying them. Why should I waste money on games just to be disappointed? And yeah, if you enjoyed the video, if you liked it, please leave a like, a comment, and please subscribe. It would really help me out a lot. And thanks for watching, and thanks for sitting through my rambling. Not that I intended to ramble, but yeah, this caught me off guard. I was just completely speechless by this. So yeah, thanks for watching. I really appreciate it. And if you got this far, especially, thank you so much for sitting through this video. And have a good day. I'll see you in the next one. Hi guys, thanks for watching. Please subscribe, and if you want to support the channel, my Patreon link is down below. Have a good one. See you in the next video.